Welcome to the InterApp Creator tutorial. This tutorial is the how to use the Creator. So when you first create an account or sign in, the first thing you're going to come to is this campaign view. This is the view where you would see all of the campaigns that you will come to create, and they show up in a little thumbnail form here. One thing to notice, some of these campaigns have a little pause icon over them. Basically, you can click pause here and that will pause a campaign. Pausing is important because once you pause a campaign, the user will not be able to scan and interact with that campaign through the app. The interactive content just will not appear. So if you want to pause a campaign, you will not incur any charges. So that's one thing to note here. And then as you can see, we have different other buttons down here. Edit, delete, archive. You can delete a campaign once you're completed with it. You can archive a campaign. So it just kind of disappears from your view here, but you can always bring it back. And then you can also edit, which I'll come back to that feature. So we're going to start up here at the very top with the Creator. When you click on this, what you'll see is our wizard for the creation process. So the first thing we're going to do is you see two different options here, portrait or landscape. So this just depends on how your visual graphic is formatted. So in our case, I'm going to choose portrait because the flyer we're going to use is actually portrait in design. I'm going to click next. And then here you have two different options that you can choose from. Option number one is if you just want to do an animated GIF or a video at the very top, and then some links that click back to a website or social media page. That's where option one will come in. Option two is going to be the same exact thing. However, now you can actually add a photo gallery to your campaign as well. Another thing to note is the option up here allows you to have a animated GIF or a video. Same thing here, and I'll get to that in the next step. So once again, I'm going to click option two because the artwork I have, I'm going to have a photo gallery, and then I'm going to click next. And then here you start the naming of your campaign. So we're going to call this one Pizza Test. And then I'm going to choose my target. The target is the actual visual graphic that you want the user to interact with. So here I've named this one already, Pizza Target. I'm going to open that up, and I'm also going to click next. And then you're going to come to your Connect Media section. The media is all of the interactive elements you want your user to interact with. So another thing, you can use one or the other in these options, YouTube or Jiffy. The YouTube is actually a link that you're going to copy and paste in here, and same thing with the Jiffy. You can do animated GIFs and you can host them through Jiffy, and I'm going to do another tutorial to kind of get into more specific how-tos with InterApp, but right now, for the sake of this video, we're actually just going to use a YouTube link because we already have the video. So I've already created a notepad here with all the links I'm going to end up using, but right now I'm going to click the YouTube link. So this can call the video on the target. And then I told you I have a gallery that I would like to place on the target as well. So I'm going to click Browse, and I'm going to select the pictures that I want to use within the gallery individually. And then I'm going to click Next. Oh, I'm sorry, Open. And then Next. And then here you have your social links and your upload custom buttons. The social links are once again just your Facebook, Instagram, and a web page that you want your site to call, your campaign to call up. So in this case, I already have the links already. Once again, I already opened up a notepad and pasted them in here. So I'm going to start with my Instagram and my Facebook. Actually, got to select social. Copy and paste. I'm going to come down here to my Instagram. I'm going to copy and paste. And then also I will do a web link. This is going to click back to the website. And then I'm going to paste them in here. One thing to note, which we'll get into this in another tutorial, but the custom buttons are a specific button that you may have designed on your own in Photoshop or some design program, and you can actually upload that button, any JPEG, PNG format, and you can also copy and paste the link. If you want that button to pull up a specific link, you can copy and paste that over here. If not, your default and designated options are going to be Facebook, Instagram, and a web page. So now that those are all filled in, I'm going to click next. And then what's happening is now the content is merging together. And now this is a preview of how your artwork is going to look. So you have your target here. The next thing you would do is you would download InterApp on Android or Apple. As soon as you download it, you can actually launch the app, and then you can scan this specific image off of the screen, and you can double check and make sure your links go to where they need to go. Things are opening up the way you want them to open up. And then obviously you click next, which will take you over to the payment side, and we'll go from there. But that's how you would actually use the creator, the content creator. Very simple, very easy to do. As you can see, you don't need any technical skills or know-how to do so. And like I said, in other versions of our tutorials, we'll get into some more how-tos and best practices and some hacks and tricks. So another thing I want to come back to was down here on our buttons, edit. The edit button is going to allow you to edit your campaign. So once again, you start off with whatever orientation that campaign is in, whatever option you choose, and then you can change the name in here, or you can change the name. You're going to obviously keep your target the same, and then you're going to click next, and then here you'd be able to, actually it says it already exists, so we're just going to actually do this because that one doesn't exist, and then you'll be able to change out all of your links and targets. So that's just one thing I wanted to note on here. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Stay tuned for other tutorials to kind of do some more advanced stuff within the creator, but that's basically going to be our first tutorial to teach you how to use the creator.